Hello guys, so in this lecture we'll see next sliding window protocol, that is selective repeat. So in the last lecture I have covered go back and, isn't it? I hope that one is clear to everyone. So I discussed 3 points of go back and. So today also we will be discussing 3 points regarding selective repeat. That is the, yes, selective repeat, we can say that sliding window protocol inside flow control policies, isn't it? That is the last protocol. So first point, yes, here also like go back and sender window size. First one, first point was the sender window size. So like go back and we can say that sender window size is greater than 1. In go back and also sender window size was greater than 1. If it is equals to 1, then we can say that these will behave like stop and wait. So strictly greater than 1, isn't it? So let us take one example. Let's say, let us consider one example. Let's say transmission time is given to you, that is 1 millisecond. Propagation time is given to you, that is 49.5 millisecond. And let's say sender's window is given to you, that is 50. So remember, in the question directly TT and PT will not be given to you. So they will give you the size of the packet, bandwidth, distance, and speed, isn't it? Velocity. Everything will be given to you, so you can use the formulas of TT and PT I discussed in the previous lectures, isn't it? And by using those formulas, you can find out easily what is TT, what is PT, and all, isn't it? Okay. A question is then, what is the efficiency, isn't it? So yes, maximum capacity of the channel is what? Maximum capacity of the channel is 1 plus 2a, where a is what? Yes, pt upon tt, isn't it? That is the maximum capacity. That means that those many number of packets we can send, isn't it, in the total cycle time maximum, isn't it? So here it will be what? 1 plus twice of a, pt is 49.5, tt is 1. So yes, this will comes out to be 100. So efficiency will be what? Means maximum 100 packets can be transmitted in one cycle time. But here only sender window size is given to you, that is 50. That means 50 packets are going to be transmitted in total cycle time or in total time, isn't it? Okay. So efficiency will be what? 50 upon total, that is maximum 100. So it is 0.5. So we can say that 50% will be the efficiency. So let's say if bandwidth is also given. So bandwidth, let's say it is given to you 4 Mbps, and it is, what is the throughput? That is the question. What will be the throughput? So throughput will be the efficiency into bandwidth. So efficiency is 0.5 into 4 Mbps. So we can say that this will be, comes out to be 2 Mbps. That will be the throughput, means effective bandwidth, isn't it, or effective data rate. So these type of questions you can do easily. That was the first point regarding selective repeat, isn't it? Okay. Next one, receiver's window size. Second point was the receiver's window size. Here guys, receiver's window size in, you see in the go back and was the one fixed, but here receiver's window size is equal to sender's window size, so be careful. So let us take one example. Let's say sender's window size is given to you 4. Then you only tell me in selective repeat, receiver's window will also be equals to 4, isn't it? That means what? We can say that, let's say Yes, let us consider a timeline diagram. Sender window size is 4. Let's say 0, 1, 2, 3. And receiver will also be waiting for 0, 1, 2, 3 at the same time, isn't it? In the go back end, only receiver window size was equal to 1, but here receiver window is equal to sender window, isn't it? That means what we'll see, yes, one by one. Let's say 0th packet is transmitted, first packet is transmitted, second, then afterwards third, isn't it? Let's say a 0th packet get lost. So because receiver is waiting for all the packets 0, 1, 2, 3. So unlike go back and yes, selective repeat will receive out of order packets also. I'm repeating once again. Unlike go back and selective repeat is receiving out of order packets also. While we seen in the case of go back and where only in order packets are received and out of orders were discarded. So here 1 will be received, 2 will be received, 3 will be received. So let's say that is the timeout timer for 0. So at this point no acknowledgement came. So again this 0th packet will be transmitted. Remember here selectively 0th packet will be retransmitted. That means whenever any packet get lost, then unlike go back and instead of sending entire window, only that particular packet is retransmitted, isn't it? So here instead of retransmitting 1, 2, 3, yes, only 0th packet will be transmitted. That means selectively repeating that packet that is lost, isn't it? Isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. So selective repeat, we can say that selectively, yes, repeats the packet or retransmits the packet. I hope this point is clear to everyone. And how it is possible? Because here receiver window size is more, and while in go back end receiver window size was the fixed, that is 1. Because of that reason in go back end it is not possible that only the lost packet is retransmitted. So entire window is transmitted in case of go back end, while in case of selective repeat only the packets which get lost are transmitted or retransmitted. I hope now at this particular point we can say that yes, 0th packet will be received by the receiver, isn't it? Now you only tell me, yes, if we compare go back and selective repeat, so we can say that number of retransmissions are less in case of selective repeat, isn't it? So yes, you can note down this point. Retransmissions are less in selective repeat, isn't it? Okay, so let us take one more example. Let's say sender window size is given to you, that is 3, and every fifth packet that is being transmitted get lost, and we have total 10 packets. Then question is number of retransmissions are required. Total retransmissions, or let's say transmissions are required. Whether it is a retransmission or actual transmission, so all will be considered as a transmission. Means in total how many transmissions will be required to send these packets, 10 packets successfully. That is the question, isn't it? So yes, you only tell me. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the packets. You only tell me every fifth packet get lost. So whenever fifth packet will be lost, then only fifth packet will be retransmitted, isn't it? Okay, so here window size will not affect the answer. So let's say here fifth will be retransmitted. and it is not fixed that the fifth packet will be retransmitted here only. No, whenever timeout timer get expired, at that particular point this packet will be retransmitted. Either it will be retransmitted here or here or here. It will depends the timeout timer of fifth packet, isn't it? But overall there won't be any change in the answer because we are counting the retransmissions only, isn't it? Total transmissions only. So let us consider, let's say fifth is retransmitted. Now again counting will start from here only. 1 2 3 4, this will get lost, so again 9 will be retransmitted. So overall we can say that you can count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12, 12 transmissions are required, isn't it? 12 transmissions are required, isn't it? Okay. Now, yes, guys, so we can say that here, in case of or in terms of retransmissions, selective repeat is behaving like stop and wait. Because in stop and wait also, if any packet get lost, then only that packet will be retransmitted. Here only we can say that in selective repeat also, any packet that get lost will be retransmitted only. But in case of go back and entire window is retransmitted, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. So sometimes this question has been asked that whenever the channel is noisy, if the channel is noisy, then there will be more chances that data get lost or data packet get lost. So if the channel is noisy, then which one will be better? Either go back and or selective repeat? Selective repeat. Because if the channel is noisy, then there will be more packets will lost, isn't it? If more packets will lost, then more retransmissions will be required. So if it is go back n, then we can say that every time we will be retransmitting the entire window. So in case of go back n, there will be many numbers of retransmissions, isn't it? As compared to the selective repeat. So if the channel is noisy, then selective repeat will be the better, isn't it? So in terms of, we can say that retransmission, selective repeat is same as the stop and wait. And in terms of efficiency, selective repeat is something like we can say that go back n, isn't it? So here efficiency is greater than stop and wait, isn't it? And but we can say that here retransmissions are less. So overall we can say that this selective repeat covers the disadvantages of both go back n as well as stop and wait, isn't it? Okay. So next point, that is the third point about acknowledgements. Acknowledgements. So guys, selective repeat, this protocol supports independent acknowledgements, isn't it? So here for every packet, let's say these are the packets. So for every packet there will be a acknowledgement, isn't it? And in GBN we seen, yes, the acknowledgements were cumulative, isn't it? Okay. One more thing is there, guys. Let's say, let us consider GBN. In GBN, you only tell me. Before that, let us consider one more point. Let's say, what will be the efficiency here? Here, sender window, let's say, yes, we can say that what will be the efficiency? Yes, so maximum capacity or maximum packets that can be transmitted will be 1 plus 2a, but we are actually transmitting the number of packets that is equal to window size. So whatever be the sender's window size, let's say that is n, so n upon 1 plus 2a, that will be the efficiency in case of selective repeat. Efficiency in the selective repeat, isn't it? Okay. So yes, you only tell me how many sequence numbers will be required, isn't it? So sender window size plus receiver window size is always less than equals to available sequence number. Yes, I already told you guys this one, isn't it? So here sender window size is n, receiver window size is n, so that will be less than equals to available sequence number ASN. So here, yes, 2n is less than equals to available sequence number. So we can say that at least, yes, 2n sequence numbers are required, isn't it? So let us take one example. Let's say if sender window size is equals to 4, then number of sequence numbers are required in first part, that is GBN, and second part is selective repeat. So in GBN we can say that, in GBN, yes, we can say that at least we can say that GBN, you only tell me, in GBN n plus 1, so that is 4 plus 1, at least 5 sequence numbers are required, isn't it? And number of bits for sequence number field, that will be log 5 base 2 and take the seal value, that will be 3. Similarly, so answer will be 5. If it is asking that how many sequence numbers are required, then 5. So in the question, number of sequence numbers are, yes, isn't it? A number of sequence numbers have been asked, so we can say that answer will be 5. If instead of number of sequence numbers, if it has been asked that what will be the number of bits, then answer will be 3. For this question, answer will be 5. If it is asking about the number of bits, then the answer will be 3. Similarly, for selective repeat SR, yes, we can say that n plus n, that is 4 plus 4, at least 8 sequence numbers are required, and number of bits will be, yes, number of bits will be log 8 base 2, take the seal value, so 3 will be the answer, isn't it? So I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay, so in this manner you can see, yes, let us consider one more scenario in GBN. Let's say whenever out of order data received, then that packet is discarded silently. So we can say that GBN silently discards the out of order data, isn't it, or out of order packet. Similarly, let's say, yes, one data packet is transmitted, isn't it? Let's say that is sender and this one is a receiver, and let's say the packet received is not lost, and that packet is corrupted, means some bits inside this packet get corrupted. If the packet is corrupted, then also we can say that if the packet is corrupted, then also GBN will discard it silently. What is the meaning of discarding silently? Discarding silently means no acknowledgement will be sent, isn't it? It will simply discard, isn't it? So in GBN, whether it is out of order data or if it is corrupted, isn't it? Yes, receiver will silently discard. But in selective repeat, what happens? In selective repeat, let's say this zeroth packet is transmitted, and let's say this packet received at the receiver end is corrupted. So in selective, and let's say this is the timeout timer for zeroth packet. So what receiver will do? Receiver will send a negative acknowledgement, neck 0, isn't it? So if negative acknowledgement is sent, then instead of waiting for the entire time, instead of waiting this timeout timer, immediately that packet will be retransmitted, isn't it? So delivery will be fast. That will be the advantage, isn't it? So in selective repeat, we can say that whenever corrupted packet is received, then yes, one negative acknowledgement will be sent by the receiver, and as soon as this negative acknowledgement is received by the sender, immediately that particular packet will be retransmitted instead of waiting the entire timeout time, isn't it? Okay, so I hope this one is clear to everyone. So that is the advantage of negative acknowledgement. Okay, so that's all about, we can say that all the protocols, isn't it, flow control policies. So yes, in the next lecture we'll be having one comparison between the stop and wait, GBN and selective repeat, isn't it? Okay, so that's all about the selective repeat, isn't it? Okay guys, so thank you so much.